Hi, Paul Howe, CSAT Way, bull targets and your shooter development. Now, see a lot of stuff on YouTube. We preach accuracy first and then speed later. So bulls is what we use a lot of times to hone in your accuracy and your mechanics. So show you some drills as an individual today, and then I'll add another video to this, how as an instructor you can use bulls to tune up students, so to speak. Now bulls have been around forever. These bulls here are what they call a SR-21 center, service rifle 21. So we used to take them in the day, spray glue them on specific targets and use them for rifle. So I had them made up 3 on a single sheet, added some pasties, and then what we can do is rifle, but instead of changing the scoring system, it's a little different than pistol. We just use them for pistol too. So pasties have been around forever. People have been putting pasties on targets. So I watched the practical competition shooters. They start them, they have pasties, aiming reference points. So we start with an aiming reference point, then we take them away. Now, how to use bulls and distances. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna start at 7, get a baseline. We're gonna go a center hold here at 10 yards, center hold at 15, maybe do a 6 o'clock hold there at 25. What we're doing is checking ammo, our mechanics, and when we start losing our focus. Now, focus, important, eyes. Again, I don't care if you shoot iron sights, red dots, we're gonna shoot irons today just to show you it can be done. So we're gonna start at 7 and then work our way back. Now, what are we looking for when we start the key points? You watch YouTube and you see stuff all over the radar screen. I go back 10 years, and so maybe sometimes 20, and look at everything from triggers, how they're teaching, grip, the stances, all that. And I go, okay, does it have application today? Some of it yes, some of it no. The bull will tell you whether it does or not. So what you want to do is figure out a cause and effect. With 3 bulls, you can try one technique here, one technique here, one technique here, and see which one changes your shooting. Now we're going to go for groups today is what we're looking for, groups. We can always make a sight change, but we want to do a perfect mechanics when we shoot. So, cause and effect, grip work. I've watched the grip. I've watched it go from down here, and I see a little changes, but this is the biggest change, is the support hand. I've watched old shooters shoot here, 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 and now I'm watching some thumbs up. So what I want to do is try a thumbs up here or here. A lot of times I will just shoot at 7, and if it doesn't work or keep my same baseline group at 7, then I go, all right, is it worth changing? What is it doing for me? So grip is one thing you can check on bulls. Now it might work at here, but as you go to distance, it may change at 25. This is what you've got to figure out. Tactical, is it different? Yes, different than the practical or the competition. So we don't want high volume. What we want is good surgical shots, usually solve the problem, whether it be police officer, church security, or teacher guardian, when 1 to 3 rounds. So these are the ways that you can kind of see, does this technique help me, or is it consistent, or is it a one-dimensional technique? Next thing we get into is trigger presses. When I say trigger presses, so we got a trigger set up and we load it. So the little dots there, and I'll take a picture, we'll plug it in, is we make contact, we take it to the second dot. Now, where does this come from? They're not telling you. Glock 1, 2, 3, 4 generations, they have a load point. They smooth it out, and a lot of the other handguns have a smooth trigger press all the way through. So on those, we say, go ahead, do your full trigger press. What we're doing is we're loading here, take it to a staging point, and then we're breaking the shot. Once it resets, what we do is we don't lose contact, we come back to that second dot there. That's just simple as it is. Now it's got to work. Now, when I say it's got to work here, 10, 15, 25. So we want one system that covers all the different distances. The bad guy's going to dictate what distance. So you have to basically perform. Now, the sights on how to hold. The irons versus optics. Old school, 6 o'clock hold. Where this came from. A lot of your sights, you'll notice they shoot high at 25. Well, if you do a 6 o'clock hold on a bull, it'll shoot usually 3 inches high, depending on your ammo, and that'll get you a 10 ring, X ring hit. Now, another technique is center hold. You can go center hold. The problem we run with center hold is you don't want your eye going back and forth too many times. So with the center hold, first best sight picture, break the shot. Some people have done a line of white here. A lot of people, as you get older, you can't see how much white you're actually putting in there. So there's a lot of different bull techniques, but you need to try to see each one, to see which one gives you the best group. Now, dots, I know, red dots, they're here. So tip of the dot, best contrast is the black-white relationship. So you could use tip of the dot right there, or here, if you don't know how much you're dipping into, to get a very precise aiming point at 100. Why would I do this with a pistol? Because I do it with a rifle the same way. Now you can just put the dot over the center, and if that works for you, use it. But again, do it at 7, 10, 15, 25. It's got to work across the spectrum. Your brain is not going to calculate distances. It's going to go, all right, bad person, I got to make the shot. Where do I hold? I go, I need to hit him here, and you drive to that spot. One of the biggest things we see, distance work, 25, is breathing. People hold their breath too long, 3 to 4 seconds. So half breath in, blow it out, shoot it on a dead chest. Don't squeeze the gun any harder. Have one grip posture that takes you here, 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 all the way through. And then if you feel yourself start shaking or going into O2 deprivation, take another breath, relax. So a lot of people will just crush the shot. You have to figure out whether it works or not. Speaking of crush, they're teaching a lot of different crush grips, this and that. Shoot your different grips here, 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 here. See what has cause and effect. I watch YouTube and I go, okay, and I'll come out and try it. If it doesn't work here at 7, it's not going to work at 25. I'll just tell you that right now. So once you establish a solid system, don't be afraid to stick with it. There's new stuff coming out. Sometimes it's there to sell classes or to shoot round targets. We're going to go down the surgical rabbit hole and try to get you as consistent as possible. Various start positions on bulls. So you've got the different pasties here, but you can do high ready. You could do stool position. You could do holster position on different bulls. And so all the bulls won't lie to you. And that's a great thing about bulls. And you can mix and match what you do. I know what you're thinking. Can I do strong hand, support hand? Yes, you can. So you can do all these bulls, different techniques, strong hand. Then you can do support hand, all the different distances. So again, bulls are very versatile. Think about you and your shooting and perfecting your mechanics, and bulls will help you do that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take a break. We're going to shoot this, go through a quick shoot from 7. And again, I'll do center hold, 25, 6 o'clock, using 124 S&B ball ammo. It shoots pretty much close to my gold dot 124-0. So I just use it. So if you hold on, I'm going to switch the camera around and add another camera that actually zeroes in on the target. All right, we're here at 7. Got my dead mag in here. I'm going to work the pasty. All right, establishing natural point aim, trying to get my structure set up. Working on my grip. All right, trying to do my trigger reset, all my different fundamentals. So 7 looks good. Let's take it back to 10. We're going to do a center hold. Again, I get natural point of aim, set up. I actually load my trigger when I do this. Take our time. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do a mag reload right now. Feel the gun getting light. Press check. Let's take it back to 15. 15. Again, I want to keep the same grip intensity. Nothing changes. Same trigger press. Get my natural point of aim. Center hold. All right, looking at my group, it's a little high, so what I'm gonna do, go back to 25 and do a 6 o'clock hold. All right, let's go check them out. All right, we moved up to our target. We're going to analyze. So keeping it pretty simple. If I cannot do this at 7, I'm not applying my correct fundamentals. So a lot of times I won't move back until I can do a good group at 7 to feel good. When I moved to 10, I did a center hold. I came up here, first best sight picture, broke the shot. So work well. 10 yards, where I cut, where I hit. When I start pushing back at distance, what happens is I think it floats up. I've got my sights filed, but this is training ammo versus duty. So I did center hold, and we're probably shooting 2 inches high or so, doing a center hold at 15 yards. When I go back to 25, I did a 6 o'clock hold. You're still shooting about, 3 inches high. Now, a couple things. This could be me, could be the ammo, could be grip pressure. Small guns, any micro changes you do on those guns will impact the target. My goal usually at 25 is to keep it all in the black with a smaller, subcompact gun. Now, if I wanted to really test this out, I would put my gold dot in there. I shoot gold dot 124, and it shoots really good. It'll do the same thing here, same thing here. You might see just a little bit of difference at your different ranges. So that's actually what I zero this platform for. So I hope this video helps. Use both. Action Target, LA Targets has these. Again, you can buy the actual bowls and spray glue them on. That still works. That's old school. But figure out with all the different tactics, techniques, things coming out there, go back to the basics on accuracy first, speed second, and then if it's not working here and hitting the center, evaluate it, whether you want to put it in your training plan, because a lot of stuff's coming out there all across the radar screen. You have to make a decision whether it works or not. And if it doesn't work, then again, don't put it in your toolbox. So I hope this video helps you. You take care, be safe. I'll catch you on the range. All right, Paul Howe here. Thank you for watching. I want to do a little blurb about the Mighty Network. So did videos for a lot of years, wasn't happy with the quality, the content, and so now we have control of it. So technology is advanced. The Mighty Network is a collection of videos, the shooting industry, both shooting and tactics and instructor. So we started with about 450 videos. We're over 500 videos now. We add every month. And what the videos are is how to shoot and then also how to instruct. We have another generation we need to raise, and we need to teach them how to quality instruct and safely, because what's happening out there is it's a free-for-all in the industry. You have to pick and choose what, I guess, kind of path you want to take as an instructor and as a shooter. And there's a lot of fluff out there. And so we try to cut through that and say, here's what works best for us. Here's what works best for me. And I have a background in special ops a long time ago, been training for over 25 years. And it's one of those, I want to create a convenient database. When I say convenient, we have other platforms we still use, but we're not able to organize the data. So with the Mighty Network, we can take the data, we can organize it, logical sequences, pistol, rifle, instructor pistol, instructor rifle. We can go down all the different variables here, and we take input. So I'd like to be able to take input from you, say, hey, if I get enough hits, we'll make this video. That's what we do. We see things every class, and we try to address those with a video. Now, you should be able to take this and run with it and improve your skills. So, pistol, rifle, and we have your operator levels, and then we have the instructor levels. Eventually, we need better instructors that want to seek it out as a profession and not just a paycheck. So, I hope this helps you. I appreciate you watching. Hope to see you either on the Mighty Network or the Range. And again, give us your feedback, because I listen to it. I read all the comments, and then we get enough comments on a certain subject, we will push out a video. You take care. Be safe.